Are you unemployed in Idaho and feeling overwhelmed by the process of certifying for weekly benefits? Well, you're absolutely not alone. We'll make it simple, step by step. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely unpack the Idaho unemployment certification process, taking you from the very beginning all the way through to successfully managing your weekly benefits. If you've been looking for a clear, logical guide to navigating this system, you are in the exact right place. Losing a job through no fault of your own is, let's face it, incredibly stressful. You really shouldn't have to fight through some complicated administrative maze just to get the help you need. That's exactly why we've distilled everything down from the Idaho Department of Labor's official guidelines into a highly practical visual roadmap just for you. Here's how we're going to tackle this today. We'll start with the basics of Idaho unemployment, guide you through creating your account and filing that initial claim, break down the weekly certification process, show you how to avoid the most common pitfalls, and finish up with where you can get official support. All right, Section 1, Understanding Idaho Unemployment. It's really important to know how this program actually functions at a high level, as it provides essential temporary financial support while you transition between jobs. Okay, let's dive into this because there's actually a huge misconception out there. A lot of people think this money comes right out of your own paycheck, kind of like standard taxes, but it doesn't. Idaho's unemployment insurance is funded exclusively through an employer tax. The Department of Labor collects it, puts it into a federal trust fund, and uses it for literally one purpose: paying benefits to eligible members of the labor force. You don't pay into this from your own pocket. It's a safety net designed specifically for you when you lose employment through no fault of your own. Moving right along to Section 2, creating your online account. Since everything you do moving forward is going to happen in the digital system, getting securely set up is your absolute first action item. To kick things off, you'll need to visit labor.idaho.gov/claimant portal. But to actually log in, the state requires you to verify your identity through a trusted technology partner called ID.me. You just click that Sign in with ID.me button, create an account, or sign in, and you'll get a 6-digit code sent via text or phone. Now, here is the absolutely critical step. When you're prompted for the very first time, you must give ID.me permission to share your verified information with the Department of Labor. If you don't allow that connection, you literally can't access your benefits. And here is your central hub, the Idaho Claimant Portal. We want you to have a little visual familiarity before you even open your browser. This is where the magic happens. It's where you'll apply for your claim, file your weekly certifications, manage your profile, and eventually it's where you'll grab your 1099-G tax forms.
See that prominent green ID.me button? That is your gateway. Now, quick heads up. If you've filed for unemployment in Idaho in the past, please be aware that old account numbers and PINs from previous systems will not work anymore. You absolutely must use ID.me to securely register and manage your claim. They specialize in digital identity protection, so it just ensures nobody is out there pretending to be you.
Okay, let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds into filing your initial claim. Once you are securely logged in, you need to establish what's called your monetary eligibility with the state. So, to figure out if you've earned enough to qualify, the department reviews your base period, which is just your most recent 4 completed calendar quarters. To meet Idaho's monetary rules, you must have earned wages in at least 2 of those quarters. On top of that, you must have been paid a minimum of $1,872 in your highest earning quarter. And finally, your total wages across the entire base period have to equal at least 1.25 times those high quarter wages. If you hit all those marks, boom, you establish monetary eligibility.
Now, to actually submit this initial claim, preparation is totally key. Honestly, don't even sit down at the computer until you have all of this required information right there on hand. You'll need your social security number, your driver's license, and a full 2-year work history. A super common mistake people make right here is failing to provide exact start and end dates, complete corporate addresses, and accurate total gross earnings before deductions. You also have to clearly state the reason for your job loss. Oh, and if you served in the military, make sure you have your DD-214 Member 4 form ready to go.
All right, that brings us to Section 4, the weekly certification process. This is actually where a lot of claimants get confused. See, filing your initial claim just opens your case. It doesn't automatically send you money. To actually get paid, you have to maintain an active status every single week. A weekly certification is simply how you tell the Department of Labor, hey, I'm still unemployed, I'm able to work, and I'm actively seeking a job. The benefit week always runs retroactively from Sunday through Saturday. Your window to file opens up on Sunday,
And the department highly recommends just making it a habit to log in that day to report on the previous week that just ended.
The crucial number you need to remember here is 5. To remain eligible for payment, you are required to complete and report at least 5 valid work-seeking actions every single week. You really need to start looking for work the moment you file that initial claim and meticulously track what you do. Because unless you have a specific, state-verified waiver from an employer or a union, skipping those 5 work-seeking actions will literally halt your benefits.
Let's transition over to Section 5, Avoiding Common Pitfalls. Knowing the rules is fantastic, but knowing exactly where people tend to trip up is what will save you from denied claims and seriously delayed payments.
This next rule is without a doubt the most important takeaway of this entire explainer. You absolutely must report all gross earnings. That's the amount before taxes and deductions during the exact week you actually performed the work. Please do not wait until your employer hands you a paycheck a week or two later to report that income. The Department of Labor conducts routine, in-depth audits where they cross-reference your reported earnings with employer records. Misunderstanding the difference between when money is earned versus when it is paid is the leading cause of overpayments. And trust me, that can result in severe administrative penalties and having to pay the money back.
Another big pitfall is ignoring Idaho Works. Registering for a job seeker account on Idaho Works is absolutely mandatory to meet your work search requirements. But don't just view it as some bureaucratic hurdle. It's an incredibly powerful tool designed to help you. You can use it to search for local job openings, create a profile that employers can actually search, and use their tools to build a professional resume. It is a vital asset for your reemployment strategy.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground here, so let's move into our final phase, Section 6, Support and FAQs. It's totally normal to have some anxiety as you begin, so let's tackle a major point of confusion right now and show you where to find help.
This is a question the department gets constantly. Okay, I filed my initial claim, but I'm still waiting on my determination letter telling me if I'm even eligible. Should I submit my weekly certifications in the meantime? The answer is a definitive yes. You must keep filing every single week while you wait. If you get approved, all those weeks will be paid to you retroactively. But if you skip a week just because you were waiting on a letter, you could lose those benefits entirely. Also remember this. Once you click Submit on a weekly certification online, you cannot go back and change your answers. So if you realize you made a mistake, you must call 208-332-8942 within 24 hours to resolve it and protect your claim status.
Now, if you run into technical walls or have complex questions about your specific work history, please use the official support channels. You can use the teleclaim phone system, you can visit a local labor office in person, or you can even make an appointment with an Idaho Works navigator who is specifically trained to help you understand the unemployment system. And of course, the labor.idaho.gov website has an extensive searchable FAQ section.
As we wrap up today, please keep in mind this important disclaimer. This explainer is for informational purposes only. Unemployment laws and benefit amounts can change, and every individual's employment history is unique. Always make sure to consult official sources at labor.idaho.gov or seek professional advice tailored to your specific real-world situation.
By mastering the base period, securing your ID.me login, and meticulously tracking your weekly work searches and gross earnings, you've totally eliminated the guesswork. You have the roadmap, and the tools are right there in front of you. The system isn't a scary maze anymore. It's a stepping stone. So are you ready to log in and confidently take control of your financial transition today?